Hello everyone and welcome back to Dark and Dicey. So glad you could join us tonight. We've got some special guests because as you can tell our regular cast has evaporated for the day. It's what happens when you work like with musicians and actors. They kind of disappear.
Fan has snapped.
Right? Yeah, exactly. They're making music somewhere. Christina will be unable to join us tonight, but instead we have a couple of very, very fun people. In this corner is the amazing, beautiful, wonderful, talented Erin Fitzgerald, everyone. Hello, Erin.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us
You're
tonight.
welcome. I'm no Christina, but you know, you make do.
Would you like to introduce yourself to the audience? Tell them a little bit about who you are.
No.
Okay, well, let's just move right on then.
Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, you'll find out.
Erin is a fantastic voice actress. You can hear her in many, many things. And sitting to her right, I was like, left, right?
Stage right, Kaiji,
Right,
stage right.
On her stage right is my beautiful wife, Marcy Edwards, who will be tagging in for Christina tonight. Marcy, who's also a voice actress, a graphic artist, and wearer of flower crowns.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us tonight, Marcy.
No problem.
And as always, Anna, piloting Trixie, Trixa.
Trixie could be a nickname.
Trixa.
Trixie's like the cute, like, oh, we're friends now. I can call you Trixie.
Right, we were past the stage where you could murder me in my sleep. We're Trixie now. So thank you for joining us. And the rest of our cast will be back next Monday, minus you, actually, right?
What?
Yeah.
You're
my
off
first missed episode.
I know, but we're gonna do our very best without your OP demon. So really quick, we're going to catch you up on what happened last time. Last episode of Dark and Dicey, you may remember that we had Amanda join us as a special guest. She was raised as a Minotaur champion of the Ironhoof clan. And this is now the week where Winkerbeam is set to make his appearance. There's a line of ships outside of Allhaven of all types and sizes, ridiculous designs, and all that good stuff. And he is somewhere in the back. He has not made his appearance yet. But last we left our quote-unquote heroes. They have made their way to Allhaven at night, dressed in their kind of Allhaven superhero disguises, in order for Werblund to try to see if he can sneak into one of the prison ships to find his daughter. And when we had to stop last time, he had just discovered a hidden compartment beneath the ship where all these slaves and all these bodies are being kept. And that is where we had left off. So, as I remember, Trixa was in the ship, correct? Was she right next to Werblund, or was she like somewhere else?
Yeah,
I think like right there.
I think I was right down there at the entrance of this big old hallway we found.
That's right. And he had just opened the thing. He was starting to make his way down. Correct. All right. As you see Werblund take the hidden compartment aside, push it aside, and start making his way down into the darkness, you hear a series of shouts happening from outside. Go ahead and roll perception for me, Trixa. See if you can hear what's going on.
16.
16. At first, you can't make out exactly what's happening. You just hear a series of cries and shouts, and then slowly you start making out words. You hear someone shout, "It's the Snakes! It's the Yuanti! They're attacking!" And then you hear silence. And then a wave of numbing cold starts to spread through your body. You notice that your hands shake, your limbs start to lock up, and as you're concentrating on trying to move your arms, your hands stiffen and you can no longer move them, and this starts to spread down your arm, up your shoulders, across your body, and the next thing you know, time stops for a moment. And then quickly, a series of black veins flows across your skin. The chill evaporates. It spreads up where it had paralyzed you, and it washes off you like a mist. You know, it actually felt nice. You're like, huh. And as you come to, and as you're moving your hands now, the black veins dissipate back into your body. As Oz has given you a hand. You notice the same thing cannot be said for your compatriots. Werblund is frozen in place. So is Pluck. So is, actually, Werblund and Pluck. I think those are the only ones with you right now.
Yeah.
Anya is missing. Time has passed since you were...
I think, was Tala there too?
Tala is there too, yes, correct. Tala is also frozen. But Anya is missing. And you can tell that some time has passed, right? You find yourself in the same part of the ship. There are no more screams coming from outside.
What about prisoners? Do I hear any sound from them?
No. If you peek in, you'll notice all the prisoners are also frozen in place. No one can move a muscle. You do roll one more perception for me.
3.
3? All right, you don't hear anything else. But yeah, that's what you notice so far.
I want to put my head up and quietly scramble back upstairs to like the top of the deck.
Okay. There's no one, you don't find anyone along the way in the ship. It's just you. Everyone you pass, either it being a guard from before or one of the crew or whomever, has all been frozen in place. Everybody you've seen so far is just in these weird statuesque positions, right? If you go up and poke one.
Pause. I run back down. I steal Pluck's bracelet and I come back up.
You take his very fancy bracelet with the 5 wands attached to it. Now, you have no idea what these wands do. But you have them now. Since you weren't there when Pluck was kind of experimenting with them, you literally have no idea what each one does. It's going to be a Rochambeau kind of situation. But yeah, you sneak down. You're like, oop, I'm just going to borrow this. Thank you. You go back to up to where where you were previously. Now, do you exit the bowels of the ship? What would you like to do?
There's no one on the top deck.
Oh, do you want to be on the top deck?
Yeah.
Okay, so you make your way back.
Quiet.
Roll stealth for me.
Oh, 7.
7? It's fine because, like, even though you make your way up and maybe you do kick over a bucket or something, you're like, no one notices because you peek out and you notice there is a flurry of activity, but not from the folks you've seen before. These are Anya's people. These are Yuanti. You see these clothed, quasi-looking snake folks moving stuff back and forth from the docks. You notice them picking up paralyzed humans, half-elves, dwarves. They're just sort of taking them along with them. They're inspecting ships. They're inspecting homes. They're basically taking the run of the place, right? They don't see you, but you do notice that a few of them are contemplating your ship. Right.
Can I run back down and conceal that entryway somehow?
Yeah, of course.
That where my friends are?
Yes. All right.
Because we broke down the hole, right?
Yeah, you kind of shattered the little hole, but you still have the debris to place over it if you want.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so you go back down, you hide what about your compatriots? Do you push them in the thing, or do you like...
Yeah, if any of them are not down in there, then I want to...
All right. So I'm gonna ask you, because some of them are very large, I'm gonna ask you to make a strength check, just to see if you can get all of them...
Oh, okay. 18.
18. Holy crap. Okay. So yeah, no problem. You literally pick up Werblund by the scruff of his neck. She's like, I'm sorry. And then like Pluck, and you're like, sorry. And even Tala, you're like, firemen's carry this massive abomination. You're a very strong halfling, and you just sort of firemen's carry her down the stairs. You're like, okay, I'll just... Yep, there we go. And you put the cover back on the thing. They are hidden. As you place the wooden debris back on top of the hole, you hear a very familiar voice ring quietly in towards the back of the ship. Trixa! It's me.
What?
Look down here. No, this way.
Huh?
You're like, what the? And there's a small green floating eye in the corner of the ship.
That's a cool power.
Thank you. This is Dwight, by the way.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay. What is happening?
I don't know. There's some snake people, and people are paralyzed.
Yes, I've noticed the paralyzing thing. Are you saying Yuanti?
Yeah, those.
What are the Yuanti doing here?
How am I supposed to know?
What did they look like they were doing?
Stealing paralyzed people?
Damn fanatics. Authoritative bastards. All right.
I'm assuming they want like slaves or something.
Yes, they have a thing where they take humans and other mortals and they turn them into something called tainted ones. Think of them as overblown slaves and servants.
Oh, that's fun.
But a little bit dramatic for my tastes.
Yeah.
They go through this terrible... Anyway.
Unnecessary process.
Right. I'll tell you about it later. Is there anything else you can tell me about what's happening outside? Pick me up and take me outside.
Okay.
You kind of take this little eyeball, you're like, all right, this is weird. And you kind of float him back outside and you place him at the entrance. No one can see either of you yet. It's pretty dark in the hallway where you are, but you can have a pretty good view of what's happening outside. You roll, give me another perception roll really quick, and he's also going to make one.
12.
Oh, I'm glad you rolled that because he rolled a 2. You're like, your hand is literally like, yeah, what do you see? Tell me what you see, Dwight. Fingers. You, however, notice a far larger Yuanti. This one without the legs of a human. This one with a full snake head, body,
slithery boy,
and tail. Right? He has the demeanor of a leader. The other Yuanti around him give deference as he moves past. You see him commanding others. And you see that he's basically showing which way like they should be taking all these harvested people, correct? And you said you rolled a 12, right?
Yeah.
All right. And you can sort of hear him shouting these orders in this snake kind of guttural like reptilian language. You've heard it before. Anya has used it. And unfortunately, you just don't speak this. However, Dwight has been picking up what he's been saying. So you hear him grumble in your hands. That one, the big one, he somehow has discovered my phylactery.
No.
That is what he is here for. He plans to walk straight up the Nspire and grab my gem.
Is he gonna like freeze everyone and then walk through the frozen people
I
and
think
pick
that's
it up?
his plan. Trixa, I need you to stop him from taking the phylactery. I don't plan to have you do it on your own.
Okay.
But first I need you to get off the ship. Find someplace safe to go.
Okay. Is it like a docked ship?
Yeah, it's a docked ship. The only danger being now is that there are some Yuanti at like the very front where you would, scale the ladder up to the ship. Otherwise, they still haven't seen you.
Is there like any sort of other thing leading off the side onto?
Oh, for sure. There's a series of ropes. There's a ladder. There's even one on the opposite side where the Yuanti haven't gone to yet. However, it does lead into the water, but it's a ship. What would you like to do?
Could I do just the opposite end of the ship?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and roll stealth for me one more time, just to see if you can
11?
11? It's enough. It's enough. It's dark. It's, you know, they haven't spotted you. So you sneak successfully to the other side of the ship. You kind of rappel down the side. You see that there is a bit of dock land off to the side.
I'll put Dwight in my pocket. I'll put Dwight in my pocket.
It's dark.
Sorry.
You rappel down the side, and would you like to go into the water, or would you like to try to hit the
land if I can make it?
Yeah, for sure. You don't even have to roll. You just sort of scale down and you plop yourself onto this earth. And you hear Dwight in your pocket. Yes, good.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Now, I'm going to summon you some help.
Oh.
It's very important that you stop that snake from getting his hands on my phylactery. World-endingly important. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Set me down. Thank you. Stand back. You see the little eyeball, like, it's got little wisps of flames, and it does like this little thing with them, like, this is just how magic works, just don't question it. All right. The glowing eyeball starts to rumble slightly, and you feel the earth beneath you sort of shift. Dwight seems to be scanning for something, right? It's looking to hold on to something to attach his necromancy to. And you hear him mutter to himself, yes, good. She will be perfect. I delight in the irony. Who else is near? Oh, her. I'll take what I can get. Now, Eki, the quiet death. Korth, the dangerous storm. Rise! Before you see the ground part way. A skeletal, taloned fist pierces through the earth in a fist, just literally punches its way out. Like through 100 pounds of dirt and rock, just shattering through the ground in a sort of Shoryuken kind of motion, right? And you see, as this bony fist erupts into the air, flesh, grayed out, rotting flesh begins to sprout from muscles, and tendons start to reform through the bones. And as it claws its way out of the earth, it spreads up the arm, through the shoulders, and you see this fanged skeletal skull erupt from the dirt, skin and flesh just reforming up its skull, its lips covering its fanged bare teeth, its eyes being filled in with fleshy, pulpy bits to form new eyeballs. And you see this Yuanti, this Yuanti pureblood, very much akin to Anya, rise up from the ground. As she stumbles onto the beachhead, and right behind this undead, you see the ground begin to tremble and swell, and green streaks of energy start cracking up from below. And right next to where the Yuanti popped up, another giant burst of green flame destroys what's left of the beach next to you, shooting what appears to be a freaking laser straight up into the air. This green eldritch laser, right? And as the dust clears, you see another reptilian skeleton claw its way up from the dirt. Slightly different from the Yuanti. This one, instead of forming flesh, it forms scales over its arms. Hard, brutal, and just steely scales as she rises from the depths. It's flesh covering most of her body, leaving good chunks missing from her side and other places. And these two monstrous abominations arrive in front of you. As you two come to life for the first time in 400 years. Yeah, that's the noises they make. You have to get the dirt and stuff out of your... Yes. It's very intimidating, and then, the realities of being birthed again from the ground hit. You're right next to the ocean. I mean, that's... so yeah, you cough and you these... these globs of dirt and stuff fall from your lungs and out of your throat, and finally you find you find that your voice starts to return to you as your voice box and diaphragm reform themselves. Right? Finally, you're able to form words, and you find yourselves for the first time in a very long time alive? Question mark. And as everything is settled, as the flesh finishes returning to your body, you all hear with not only in your minds, but coming from this tiny, tiny eyeball, you hear the words of your necromantic master. Take a moment to draw in your first breath of air in 400 years. Use the new eyes I've given you to see the world once more. I have granted you immortality so that you may save this world. The burning blood you feel coursing through your veins, I've infused into you. It is the power to carve your path through both karma and fate. You will go and aid this tiny living creature. Help her carve a bloody path through the living. Raise them as your minions. Swell the ranks of the dead. And put an end to this Yuan-Ti invasion. And retrieve what is rightfully mine. And in your minds, you have a very clear vision of this fist-sized, glowing, magical artifact, this red ruby. And you know for certain what it is. It is Dwight's phylactery, your master's life force, the thing that keeps this entire world in check. Because you know instinctively, because Dwight has raised you, if the human who owns this artifact drains it of this magic power, it will unseal a devastating force from under this island, and all life and unlife as you know it ends. Welcome to the game.
Thanks, Dwight.
You're welcome. Takes a lot out of you. The eyeball starts to fizzle out.
Oh, no. That's pretty cool. Can you teach me that sometime?
Sometime.
Well, he did teach me how to bring back the dead, but...
That's true. So now, yes, these two undead, a lizard folk and a Yuan-Ti, have been raised next to you. And they've been
advanced.
Yes, they are the ancient dead. You don't know how to summon them yet. But yes, you two, would you like to introduce yourselves to her?
Hi.
Hi. Hello.
You're my servants now.
Yes.
I suppose so.
We serve Dwight.
Yeah, and he told you to serve me to serve him.
This is true.
Yeah. What's going on?
Who are you? Why do we serve you?
I'm Trixa.
You see like a little bug crawl out of one of their mouths and back around their head.
And I'm Dwight's friend. And I'm gonna help him get his phylactery.
We get to murder?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm in.
Food, yes.
I'm in.
Yes.
Let's do this.
What are your names?
I am Eki.
Key.
I am Gorth Kapesk.
How the hell do you pronounce that?
It's very hard.
Okay.
In our tongue, it's...
They start chattering to each other in Draconic.
I would appreciate it if we could stick to common so that everyone can understand what everyone is saying.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yes.
Or Abyssal, if you speak that, I can do that too.
Eki, you're a little offended because your common is kind of like a lesser tongue. It's kind of like the dirt people's tongue for you.
So why do you not speak the pure tongue?
Well, I'm not a reptile.
Why you not have learned this tongue yet?
I'm trying. It's kind of complicated for my mouth.
It's only for the pure.
I don't know if I'm pure.
I'm hungry.
Me too.
Yeah?
As you're having this conversation, you hear that the Yuan-Ti who are about to board that ship have boarded that ship. They're starting to sift through things.
Do I have an idea of how many of them there are?
From a glance, you saw that there were around 5 or 6 of them just in the docks hanging out. These were purebloods like both Anya and Korth. The one abomination you've seen so far is their leader, and he has wandered off somewhere. So now it is up to you to discuss a plan of action to make your way up to this Nspire. You'll have to get through the docks, you'll have to make your way through the market and restaurant district, and then curve around into the governing district.
Wait, what?
Okay, so the way to get to the Nspire from the docks where you are now, right? You make it through the docks, and the docks leads to the market and restaurant district where you had that unfortunate excremental encounter. And around the bend that way, you start going up into the governing district, which houses the Nspire tower. And obviously, that's probably where that Yuan-Ti abomination is headed to. So the methodology of getting to there is up to you guys. You could there's ways to stealth around. There's ways to just go through them. You know, it's up to you guys. It's just the Yuan-Ti will probably not be happy to see any of you.
Okay. You guys want to just find some food real quick? And then maybe we'll find a quicker route later. But, like, we could get you some food first.
Oh, anything is fine that's fresh.
Okay.
I am not sure how this rotted corpse can eat things.
You don't necessarily feel hunger. Korth, you feel hungry because you've always sort of liked food. Even in this undead state, you're like, I could snack. The
favorite.
Yes, the necromancy process has restored at the very least your taste buds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fun.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. How about we wander... let's try to be sneaky, first of all, okay? You know, like, quiet as the dead, okay?
I am quieter than you will ever be.
Cool. Good start. So we'll...
Dwight is in his like cathedral going like, I feel like Trixa just said something racist. Is that racist?
Is dead a race?
Quiet like the dead. That's my people's kind of phrase. Anyway.
So let's try to wander through the docks, and the first Yuan-Ti we find, we'll take care of him.
You want me to kill my own people?
It's part of...
delicious.
That's our enemy right now. It's part of Dwight's mission.
They are.
You are going to let this lesser lizard feed on you, Auntie?
Well, yeah.
They are delicious.
They're Dwight's, you know, enemies.
I obey Dwight.
Yeah. So we need to get them out of the way.
All right. If you guys are planning to stealth up there, I would like all of you to go ahead and roll that really quickly.
Yeah. I just want to see, like, what we find on the way.
And you look down your skills. Marcy, do you want to help Erin really quick find her stealth score?
Stealth. So you add that to your roll.
21.
15.
Okay.
11.
11?
I know Kung Fu.
Yeah, so you two are stealthy enough, but holy crap, freaking Eki. She like literally makes no sound. Her footsteps do not trace indents in the sand, right? She is literally the flowing wind. As you guys are sneaking, she's just like Assassin's Creed style, like shifting from one shadow to the other.
Guys, what are your expertises? Like, what are you good at?
I look over to the corner and go, Eldritch Blast.
Yes, so Eki, as you're sneaking, trying to remain undetected, opens her mouth and a huge blast of eldritch power, this green plasma, erupts from her mouth and blows a sizable hole through the ship. Right out the other side, you hear a surprised cry, and you see the burnt corpse of one of the Yuan-Ti sitting out in the dock after the aftermath.
Does it look like the hole in the ship was anywhere near where my friends were?
No, it's just very prominent now.
Okay.
And you start hearing panicked cries.
Let's go this way. Okay. What do you do? You're just really quiet. You're sneaky. Is that your thing?
I am best fighter ever.
You two start hearing in Draconic outside, like the Yuan-Ti panicking. What was that? What? Oh!
Okay, no, let's go.
Terry! What happened to Terry?
No, I tried to lead them away the way we were going.
Reroll stealth. Reroll stealth really quick.
You.
Yes.
You. Oh no. That's a 7. I don't know what stealth is. Why? Why do I need it?
So Trix is like, hey guys, maybe we should just, right? Like, so you two start to move off, and Eki gets slightly... Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, not Eki. Korth. Korth gets a little distracted. Korth sees that a bunch of Yuan-Ti have gathered around the burnt, mangled corpse of their friend Terry. And you know, the smell wafting up is nice. It's like cooked. You're like, that's really tasty. So you guys look back and you expect you expect Korth to be following you, but really she's just there at the big giant hole going like,
Food, yes. Yes.
And of course, the Yuan-Ti look up and just go like, they start pointing and they're like, and they chattering. It's like, on the ship, there's something, you know, and you're just there going like,
Do you mind if I eat the Terry?
You hear Korth shout at the Yuan-Ti, "Can I eat your friend?" You two hear the scramblings of feet as Yuan-Ti begin to board your ship and start to close in on your location.
I grab her and try to run away with her. And look for somewhere to hide.
All right. So you guys make it through the bowels of the ship. You find a good dark corner, and you hear that the Yuan-Ti have boarded, and they're starting to invade the bowels of the ship and tearing things up. And it's like, where are they? Find them! So you're safe for now, but you are somewhat surrounded by the snake folks outside.
How did we get on the ship again?
I thought you said you wanted to sneak through the... No?
Through the docks.
Oh, through the docks! I'm so sorry. I thought for one reason or another you wanted to go back on the ship. Change things, same thing but different. Instead of blowing a hole through the ship, you've blown a hole through the side of the mountain you're hiding behind. And you still got
I figured
Terry.
we were standing next to the ship, so that's how that happened.
You still got Terry.
Yes.
So you guys have snuck off.
Barbecue tail.
Yeah, and you were hiding behind the rock going, same thing, just different.
Okay, that's where I pictured it.
There
cool.
we go. All right. Now let's say you're hiding behind one of the like crevices of the mountain, and they're like in the area trying to find you. All right.
Okay. I just want to drag her away and run that way. Come on.
Come on, food.
Can we go that way?
I will go any way we need to go.
Okay, we need to go that way.
All right. If you're going to try to stealth away these, I'm going to have to ask you to roll stealth one more time.
Yes.
13.
13.
Mother of pearl. 8.
8.
21.
21.
What the hell? Everything gone wrong with these dice.
Your last sneak was good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Tested my patience, and now everything is messed up.
So surprisingly quiet this time around is Korth, who on her little lizard tippy toes is following behind you, Trixa. Eki, you've kind of just having glanced at these Yuanti, right? You've taken a measure of them, and they're no threat to you. You could murder kill these people in your sleep.
Can I?
Right? You don't even bother sneaking at this point. You're like, you walk plainly, sort of out into the open for a second. Like you're done sneaking. You've had it with these people. This is not what you were trained for, right? Not against weak opponents like this. Right? So while you two go into hiding, Eki just sort of walks out.
Excuse me.
I'm just going to sit here with Korth hiding and watch what happens.
Okay.
You got mad at me for doing that.
I would very much. Well, I don't know which voice to talk to you in.
The Yuanti can understand you the master language if you
Okay,
choose.
then I can just speak straight up.
Yes, absolutely.
Draconic. All right. I want to walk out, and I want to be like, bring me your best fighter. Who thinks they are the best Yuanti fighter of all time? If he's here, she's here, bring it.
The Yuanti, there's 5 of them now because Terry's dead.
Bye, Terry. If they point at Terry.
Poor Terry. Terry's like this. Terry's like this half-fried
I'm like
husk.
behind her, like, done.
Poor Terry. So the Yuanti look at each other uncertainly. One of they kind of like whispers like, "What do we do?" One of the ones off to the side is like, "You know, you have like parts of your face falling off. Are you okay?" Because they recognize you as a Yuanti.
Right. My name... Can I say that, or should I? My name is Eki.
There's a quiet silence. And then they're like, Eki? What? Eki as in... No, come on. Come on, who named you that? That's a little disrespectful. She's one of our folk heroes. Who named you Eki?
I am the one and the only Eki.
Right. Okay. You want our best fighter? Hold on a second. They kind of make way, and this this larger pureblood. He stands about a head taller than the others. They motion for her to come. He's been lifting some heavy crates, transferring some paralyzed bodies.
Is he a pureblood?
He is a pureblood.
Okay.
He's just a bigger dude.
Okay.
You know, he kind of rumbles over, and he's like, "Who called for me? You have a thing coming down your face. It's
Skin.
skin condition.
It is.
Oh,
Skin.
you might want to get that looked at. Is she okay?" It's like, no, she's she says she's Eki. What, like from the fairy tale Eki? Yeah, that Eki.
I am no fairy tale.
Yeah, you're a random Yuanti with a skin condition, I know. All right, if that's what you want. So the big dude, you know, he draws a large scimitar from the scabbard of from his waist.
I come waddling out from wherever they are, like, you are looking, because I just want to see what's going on.
You're just like, I'm done hiding too.
I want to play.
The rest of the UN like, wait. Who is that?
Hi. Hi, food.
You just call them food.
I just hold on to my axe and stay in the shadows.
And then, of course, they start wising up like, wait a minute. You were the one behind the rock. You killed Terry.
Can I eat?
And so the group of five, including 5 plus the larger pureblood, the honor matches off. They see that this person who has killed their friend has come out. The large one still charges at you, but the others are starting to make their way towards.
Wait. If your champion beats me, you can have her.
I'm still gonna.
If I beat your champion, she comes with me.
Roll a persuasion with advantage because these are some very prideful folks.
I am not charismatic.
Oh.
Try again. Don't go advantage twice.
Oh yeah, advantage means you take the higher roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the same roll.
That's not going well. Crap. Sticky hands.
All right. So the Yuanti pause for a second, and one of the smaller ones is like, oh, or we could just kill you both right now.
Okay.
So we're about to roll for initiative. Did you want to join in, or were you still like?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
I can roll initiative to be in the initiative.
That's true. It's true. Just hide out for a little bit. All right. So here's the way we're going to handle this initiative for this session. There's going to be a good number of encounters that can happen, and instead of rolling initiative for every one, I'm going to keep the initiative scores for this first roll and just make combat play out that way every time. Are you guys okay with that?
I don't know what that means, so yes.
How many are attacking us?
Right now, 6.
Okay.
All right. So
You just tell me what I'm doing.
I've never felt like an initiative roll was so important.
It's a 20-sided, right?
Okay. 11.
Okay.
20, non-natural.
Oh, Jesus.
I have a 2.
No!
It's all right. Let the weaker ones go first. That's true.
Yeah. You're like, I'll let them weaken and
That's right.
put them up a bit.
Right. Wow. Good day.
All right. So the initiative order from now on is going to go Korth, Trixa, Yuanti, Eki.
Okay.
All right. Which means Korth, your turn first. You see a group of Yuanti approach you. They want revenge for Terry.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yes. I murdered your friend. You're mad. Yes. Logic.
That makes sense. All right. Between two things I could do. Let's see. I think I'm going to go about the plane of.
Korth brings up her UI for D&D Beyond.
Well of flesh.
Huh?
Well of flesh.
Well, you need 5.
Oh, that's right.
I'm about to do it then.
Shit.
All right, then I look at all of them and I'm like, okay, who's the closest one to?
One of the smaller ones.
All right.
Eldritch Blast.
All right. Roll to hit, which I think that includes your.
Oh yeah, with agonizing blast, repelling blast, and Eldritch Spear.
All right.
All right. So that is going to hurt.
No, this is a roll to hit first.
Oh yeah, no, I know. That is way over 20.
Okay, yeah, you hit. That's the first beam. So you want to roll for your second beam really quick just to get it out of the way?
12.
Yes, actually that hits.
Okay. And then for damage. So that is 15 for the first hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Are you hitting... are you using both beams on the one guy?
Can I use them on two separate people?
Yeah, they're two separate beings, so you could split them up however you like.
All right, hit one, and then hit someone else, and the other person only gets it for 7.
Okay, so what was the first one before 7?
15.
50. Oh, ouch. Okay.
Plus 5.
I don't understand any of that.
It's okay.
Okay. As you guys see, as these Yuan-Ti purebloods start approaching with their scimitars and spears, Korth very happily opens her maw, and this gurgle and well of green plasma vomits forth in these two terrible beams, and one of them smashes into the torso of the nearest Yuan-Ti, blowing him 10 feet in the opposite direction, hitting his back against the mountain and just slamming him into the rock bed. The other gets just seared across the shoulder, spinning him around, and he lands in the ocean behind you. And the others go, "Holy crap! That's what killed Terry!"
Yes.
Neat. Trix, you hear this going on.
Is she next to anyone that I could flank?
They're actually standing side by side right now, just about 5 feet.
With the Yuan-Ti or?
No, they're not. They're not. The Yuan-Ti haven't been able to get close enough for you to flank any of them.
Okay.
So they're just sort of standing side by side right now, about 5 feet away from you. You're hiding behind a rock bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go. I'll sigh. I mean, they're within 35 feet. 25 feet of me, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Easily.
I'll sigh and then I'll run in and swing my battle axe at the closest Yuan-Ti.
All right. So as they're this tiny halfling suddenly runs out and goes at the knees for one of them. Are you doing that with rage, or are you doing that just
not raging?
Okay. Roll to hit.
Can I recklessly attack when I'm not raging?
I don't think you can recklessly attack when you're not in a rage. I'm going to make that roll call just because I don't know for sure, and I'm sure someone will correct me later. But I'll say no.
Okay, it's 17.
Yeah, you hit.
Cool.
These are
that is a 5 damage.
You kneecap one of them. They're like, "Oh, what the?" And you're just there angry with your your axe is kind of stuck in the side of his knee. It's like, "Oh my god!" You're like, "Hello," very sweetly. So it is now Eki's turn. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's the Yuan-Ti and then Eki. There's two of them. One of them is going to spend his turn trying to get himself out of the ocean that you've blasted him into. So he spends his turn like swimming back to shore, like, "What was that?" The other, the other one.
Laughter, right?
The other one lifts himself up from the bedrock and tries to take a bewildered swing at Korth. However, because he's coming in to take a swing at you, Eki gains an attack of opportunity. So Eki, you're allowed to just take a free swing on this guy as he enters your as he's not trying to hit you, he's trying to hit your friend. So that means you get a free swing. Go ahead and roll D20.
What do I add to it?
Your proficiency bonus and dexterity modifier.
So that, what's 7 plus 6?
So it's actually 6 plus 6. So it's just 12.
My dexterity is actually 4 now. I forgot to change.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's
13. 13.
13, you hit.
Thank you, math.
we can't math.
For the win.
We're voice actors, not scientists.
Word. Yeah, I should have changed that. Sorry.
All right, go for it. Roll for damage. Your fists right now are 1d6.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I roll this one?
Yes. And then you add 5. And then you add your dex modifier.
9.
9? All right, nice. So as this Yuan-Ti comes in to strike Korth, you just sort of you see Eki very calmly, very practice-wise, take one thumb, reach out and jam it into the side of this Yuan-Ti's neck, burrowing it deep into his flesh in one fell swoop, popping it back out. And then lowering her arm, you see a giant spray of blood as his main artery just collapses. And as he comes towards Korth, he bleeds out before he even hits the ground.
That feels good.
Good job.
Thank you.
Now the remaining Yuan-Ti are a little more restrained in their zealotry of trying to come at you, seeing what you've just done to half their fighting force. They take a little more steady stances, a little more like caution. You guys notice, however, as you're fighting these folks, Terry's corpse is starting to twitch. The ambient necromancy on this island from Dwight. You'll know this, I forgot to tell you, and that's my fault. But the ambient necromancy on this island raises whatever dies into undead.
Of
right?
course. This makes sense to me.
You start seeing Terry's, like, burnt, flayed form just sort of...
no longer food.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's starting to become undead.
I don't know, if you're undead, then maybe undead can be food?
You have like a 3-4 minute window to eat like fresh, flesh. So, all right, so Terry is starting to turn. There's where Yuan-Ti left. One is going to take the large one. The large one is going to challenge you directly and try to take a swing at you.
Excellent.
Your AC is, what is it again? The armor
17.
class? 17? Yeah, no.
Can I spend a key for my patient? I can't.
You don't have to because he did not roll nearly high enough to hit you.
Okay, thank you.
You see him come down with this very large scimitar, but it's slow and ugly and unpracticed. You barely have to do any. Yeah, you literally just go, no. That was sad.
Honey.
That was really unfortunate. That dude has just not been spending any time training. Nothing.
Apparently, they don't do the training they used to do.
Right. You hear some very snarky lizard talk. Some very sassy hissing. The other three, having seen what's happened, like seeing how deftly you've handled their most powerful fighter coming at you, and seeing how that was no problem at all, seeing how you've basically dispatched half their fighting force already, they're starting to actually back off from you. One of them you can see is openly contemplating getting help.
Are any of them leaving my range?
Not yet.
Okay.
But you do see that they're kind of very, very much thinking about it. The one you attack is going to try to take a swing at you. And your AC is what again?
13.
13. It matches. It matches. It's going to get a hit in. 4 points of damage. It's hard to dodge when your weapon is in the person. So he gets you with the flat side of the blade. It hits your head. It hurts. Yeah, it's unpleasant. He's panicking, like swinging wildly. He's like, I don't want any of this. There's one more to go, and he's gonna. Yeah. So. He's trying to help his large friend, right? He's trying to like kind of double team you, and it's really not working out very well. This guy has two scimitars, and he's trying to bring it both onto you, onto your body.
Do I have extra AC with the bracelet?
You do. You get a +1. All right.
Well,
thank you.
Sorry for like going back in time.
The flat side of the blade, you're like. Nope, like down to the adamantite.
Nice.
Though, since it catches onto your bracelet, one of the wands is there. I'm gonna roll a thing and see if something happens.
Okay.
It doesn't. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
All right. So, anyway, the smaller Yuan-Ti is trying to attack Eki, and it does not go well. The two scimitars come down where he believes your body should be. You just sort of, you take like literally one step and evade both swords, right? And you just give him just kind of like this, come on, dude. Like, that was worse than his friend, you know? It was the most telegraphed, ugly thing you've ever seen.
Does that mean the Yuan-Ti don't train fighters anymore?
At the very least, not these two. Yeah. Korth is in the corner going like, That's right. Korth invented this. You're welcome, John Cena. That was.
Can't see.
All right, back up to the top. Korth, this is your go.
Oh yeah, sorry, my brain just.
You were having fun.
I was.
It's okay.
All right then. Is there any more people for me to Eldritch Blast?
Oh, there's plenty. There's.
All right. Who's in front of me?
The big dude is closest to you. There's still a couple of stray smaller dudes kind of backing away from you because they don't want any of this.
But the big dude is still.
The big dude is still
attacking.
there. Yeah.
Wait, I haven't technically attacked yet.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Too.
I have written down this in a way that's confusing to my brain. I'm going to change that.
It's okay. We're undead. We work it out as we go together.
All right, Eki, it is your turn.
Thank. Plus my dex, right?
Plus your dex modifier, plus your proficiency modifier.
All right. So hang on. I'm math.
Yeah.
16.
Oh yeah, you hit. So now you roll damage.
And I get to do that with the snack.
You do. Roll the damage first, and then you get your bonus hit in. And then...
6.
So nice. Okay, so far...
I love my damage.
Yeah, 6 plus your dex modifier even.
Oh, 6 plus 10.
All right, 10 so far. Take your bonus, swing at him, so roll to hit again.
I love being me. Oh, shit.
Oh, natural 1.
But I get to add the things?
No, natural.
Poo.
All right, here's what happens.
The first one was good, though.
The first one was good.
I'm undead. I'm still getting used to it.
Before I tell you what happens, there is the option, of course, to spend ki to attack more times.
Kind of don't want to because I feel like these aren't real fighters.
Right. You also have a second hit.
I do.
So let me go ahead and tell you what happens first before you decide.
Tell me what happens first. I'm ready.
So this giant thing, right after he misses, he's so open that you just sort of move your elbow up. It smashes into his jaw, breaks, cracks the side of it. His jaw kind of hangs like this, right? And he takes his hand to cover the thing, and And you go through practice because you're so practiced. It's almost instinct that you take your other hand and you swing up like this. However, the 400 years and the fact that you've decayed a little have altered your balance. So instead of striking the side of his head where you meant to, you actually shatter the very expensive looking scimitar that you could have looted. And it breaks into 1,000 pieces. It looks badass, but there goes the expensive loot. You just sort of, your skeletal hand impacts the steel, it cracks and just...
I blame the flappy skin.
Yeah, you're like, damn it, oh man, all this decay. I'm gonna have to retrain how to do this.
Got it.
But that's your first attack.
That was just one.
Yeah.
11.
11. Yeah, you do miss this one. So you try to like take another swing at him, but he sort of just kind of like, because you've broken his jaw, he sort of just crumples down. He's like, oh god, no. And he's sort of like, you whiff, but it's because he's kind of just like crawling away from you at this point.
Right.
Because you're not used to people running away from a challenge. You're like, what is this?
Right.
What are you doing?
I like that you've explained it well. Do I get another roll, right? Because because I missed, I don't get the second attack.
You don't get the second attack unless you want to spend ki.
No, I'm still adjusting to my new body.
All right, so you're taking in the fact of this giant Yuanti is like running away from a fight.
Yeah.
And that's really upsetting.
Yeah. And I need to, work out, maybe shave some of the flaps back.
Shave some of the flaps, yeah. Work down the flaps a bit.
Some of the flaps back.
All right. So now it is Korth's turn.
How many are left?
There's 3 ones that are up. One that's engaged with Trixa.
This one's mine.
Oh, okay. You don't want help?
No.
All right. So the big one's on the ground, like.
Yeah.
She looks at him and she's like, he will be delicious. Face shot.
Eldritch Blast.
You Godzilla the hell out of him. Yeah, roll for it. In fact, advantage because he's just sort of like...
Awesome. 16. 16?
All right, so you get 2 beams. Would you like to use both on him, or would you like to use another one on another UNT?
I'd use both on him.
Okay, roll to hit one more time with advantage.
All right. 19.
Yeah, you hit with both.
All right.
Go ahead and roll 1d10 plus 5, 1d10 plus 5 again.
15. 12.
All right, so as this crumpled giant snake tries to crawl away from Eki, Korth is just like, well, he's right there. And just like this terrible green flame engulfs his body. Everyone has to go like, oh God. Both beings collide into his form, melts his flesh. His bones just sort of like it evaporates him down to his skeletal structure. And as soon as the flames fade, you just see him crumple into a pile.
Oh!
You have overdone it.
You can suck his bones.
Marrow.
Marrow is good. But
All the flesh, it's gone. You're like, I should know that about myself at this point.
I'm having the
it's
same
been
adjustment.
400 years.
Yeah.
Give
I
me
know.
a freaking break.
I actually feel you, Korth.
Yeah.
Lesser lizard.
Yeah. What's lesser meat?
Trix, it's your turn.
I start eating the bones.
You break up and you're like, stupid marrow. It's good, I guess.
I stay focused on the guy who just tried to hit me back, the nerve, and I swing at his face with my battle axe.
Do it.
And that is 16.
You hit.
Hooray! And that is 4 damage. But I have a second attack that I forgot about.
Oh, you did.
So,
You were just going easy on the first time.
yeah. But then he attacked me back. So
Yeah.
that's
Rude.
4 slashing and a 19 to hit.
Oh, for sure.
There we go. And 11 damage.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you reach up, you take the blade, your axe, and first you hit him with the backside, the flat side, like he tried to do to you. Just bitch slap him across the face.
How's that feel?
Yeah, bad! And as he turns back around, you swing it back around and you slice
Yes.
through half of his face.
Yes.
And it just sort of falls and he crumples.
And how about that?
Yes.
And he is just meat and gristle at this point. You've taken him the hell out. So there's 2 Yuanti up. There's one that's kind of like he's finished crawling out of the ocean and he's like, oh, things have happened while I was in the water. Oh, okay. So that was your 2 actions. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn before we go to these UNT? Okay. So the remainder UNT, the 2 that are still up, they're going to attempt to flee. You're not close enough to get an attack of opportunity in, but you do see them just turn tail and run, right? The one from the water, however, will come in close enough to contact with Eki that you can get an attack of opportunity in if you want, as they try to just run past you.
Yeah, I want to because I just need to practice with the new body.
Yeah, you're like, ooh, a bag. You know? So go ahead, take your swing.
With my dex and...
Dex modifier and what's it called? The
15.
15 to hit. You hit. Yes.
6.
Plus your dex modifier.
4, 10.
10. All right. So yeah, having already been gravely injured by the Eldritch Blast, it doesn't take much. He blindly runs by you, and you're like, you take 2 fingers, right? As his face comes by, you just insert them into his eye sockets. He flails screaming as you just sort of hold him in place, right? And you take his face, look at the rock bed next to you, and go, slam right into the rock. Pulverizing his skull against the rock bed, and he twitches and just falls lifeless. Yeah.
Food.
I immediately start eating.
You're like, ooh!
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Korth just starts ravaging the flesh on this Yuanji, just like shoving it into.
That's disgusting.
It is disgusting. You're absolutely right. Though two have sort of made it past you. You have taken out 4 of the Yuanji purebloods. At this time, you notice that Terry, the first to go down. Good old Terry. Good old Terry. He is a skeleton from the waist up because that's where you
Flayed him.
flayed him with your Godzilla breath.
Yes.
Right? And the lower portion of his body is still fleshy, so he looks a little ridiculous, but he's back up. You see him just sort of like come back up to his full standing. The skeletal features turn towards you, and he sort of lumbers towards your direction, but not aggressively. And you feel instinctively that this undead Dwight has placed under all of your command.
I also feel, since I am now undead, and I am probably was 400 years ago, high up in the military chain of command of purebloods.
Yes.
That I could easily just drop into that tone of, Terry, you will obey all things that I say and all things that she says.
And all things that I said. I
don't care what you
Terry's the eye sockets glow green as you feel that it comprehends your command, and it lets this terrible wail escape. It's necromancy. Whales escape, right?
Let me turn to Trix and say, we have new murderer for our clan.
What did you just say to him?
He is one of us now. You can tell him what to do through me.
Or me.
Can you understand me, Terry?
Well.
No.
Do the hokey pokey.
Terry never knew how to do that in real life. So Terry does his best and just starts poking himself.
I think he understands me.
Okay, we go with that.
Right. And after Terry begins to poke himself, you start to see that the rest of the corpses around you start to raise themselves.
Oh, look, more army.
Yes. The big pile of bones reassembles itself. There's no flesh left on this one, unfortunately. And the bone that you ate the marrow out of, that's out. So, he has a stump leg now. He has one giant leg and one leg missing a femur, right? But he sort of manages to hobble onto this one leg, this giant, Goliath of a Yuanti skeleton, and you see that the zombified versions of the ones that you didn't flay all this flesh off of begin to animate again, one missing its eyes.
Do I do good job with undead?
Yes, he does. You notice the large one's jaw slightly askew, with the crack in it. And after a while, these lumbering undead, 4 of them, all settle in under your command.
No quite.
I tell all the ones that weren't burnt to a crisp to empty their pockets.
You receive a total of 46 gold. You receive 1 small gem, a small diamond, actually. Yeah, nice. You find some chocolate.
Of course. Do you like chocolate?
Still tastes great. Won't do you any good, but still tastes great.
Thank you.
Chocolate will always be chocolate.
Yes.
Do you have any use for gold?
I want murder.
Okay, great. Sounds good.
So as after these Yuanti have raised themselves, you do hear a commotion in the market district. Those 2 have managed to find help, and they're starting to raise a ruckus, right? So if you stay here for any longer, you can assume that they're going to have you cornered at the docks.
Okay, let's go, minions.
I am not minion.
No, these guys.
Okay.
Well, and they start to just march off down the docks and toward the market district.
Shall we?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Come.
Why are you saying that to me?
Because you were looking at food.
I basically want to let the minions lead the way and like draw attention and kind of see what happens.
As you exit the dock area and start to go through the alleyway towards the market and restaurant district, you notice a few of the civilians that the Yuan-Ti haven't gotten to litter sort of the alleyway you're going through. You see a shopkeep, you see a random noblewoman, you see a day laborer, right? So these three humans just sort of frozen in place. Is there anything you want to do with is there any way you want to interact with these folks before moving on? You could add them to your undead army. That's a thing that will happen if you kill them. But,
are there any children present?
No children present.
Then yeah, let's add them to the party.
How would you like to do so?
I'll just let the minions get them.
Okay.
Unless you want to.
I would like to kill.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, how would you like to dispatch these frozen humans?
I'm gonna just
these defenseless frozen
start
humans.
chewing at one of their necks.
Oh, you're like, ooh! So you just start literally eating this person alive in the street.
I would like to practice, since I haven't done snakta for 400 years, I would like to use a few of them, like gather them around, kind of like kung fu dummies, just to practice a few of my old, because I've got this rickety body, I just need to, dust off the...
For sure. You take the merchant and the day laborer and you just sort of...
I want to Ip Man the F out of them.
Exactly. You place them against the wall while you're eating the noblewoman's face behind you. And you treat these two like wushu, like dummy stands.
Yes!
And you just start...
This makes me so happy in my heart.
These flashes of like skeletal hands and talons just breaking bone and snapping appendages and just like shearing flesh off their bodies by the sheer impact of her blows. And she turns them into this kind of pulpy mess in just under a few seconds. They don't make for very good practice dummies, but you get a few, practice rounds in, right?
I tell the undead very clearly, no children, no animals. Got it?
One of them was about to bite this dog and it was like,
stop it! You leave the cute things. And I search the pockets of new people.
You find 400 gold. You have to remember, everyone in Allhaven is fairly wealthy, right? This noblewoman had a very loaded purse.
The reaction was fabulous.
I'm making good decisions.
You gleefully go through this half-eaten woman's purse as she's chewing on it. In a few moments, though, the flesh starts tasting off. You have to stop, right? As you stop biting it, this woman with now a third of a face, no neck flesh.
Is there any more?
I mean, they're all turning about because you all killed them about the same time, right? So this woman with only the skeletal structure of her neck coming out of the rest of her fleshy torso, and a third of a face lumbers to life and joins your ranks. The pulpy mess that was your targets reconstruct their flesh as best they can, but they do sort of look like open wounds up here. With no distinguishable eyes or face left to identify them with. So these two open wounds shamble back to life and join your ranks.
I tell the new ones, no killing children, no killing animals.
They sort of you think they nod? You don't have much of a face left to tell. You have 7 undead under your control. All right. So now, making your way out of the alleyway, now that you've looted and murdered innocent civilians, you come across the market and restaurant district. For you two, you've never seen such the effects of such overspending. This city is gorgeous. It looks like millions of gold have gone into the architecture. The roads are marbled and just clean. The housing uses only the finest stone, metal, and ivory. It's kind of gross almost how much money has gone into this city. You've never seen something like this even in your day. unless you visited the palace of the most powerful kings in the world, and this much gold and wealth on display, it's just you've never seen something like this before.
What king lives here?
Some douchebag.
What is this douchebag?
Allguard.
Yes.
He is king.
Yeah. Dwight hates him.
I hate him too.
This is odd. I don't like it.
Is there any evidence of Yuan-Ti?
Oh yes. Not only is there evidence of Yuan-Ti, you see that a group of them have sort of gathered together near the towards the entrance to the governing district, because they've sort of assumed that's where you're going to go. However, between them lay the unharvested bodies of countless civilians. They haven't gotten to them yet. So you still see them at their stalls. You see them in the windows of their homes. You see them going about their daily lives, but they're frozen in place. The Yuan-Ti, though having carted many of them off, have, it's a whole city. It's hard to do in such a short amount of time. So you see this big group of them. They don't look like purebloods, in fact. Eki, you know what these are, in fact. These are something called brood guards. Brood guards are what occurs when a mortal fails the tainted one process, right? There's always a chance when they're fed this toxic venom from the Yuan-Ti to change into their tainted ones, their servants. It could go horribly awry. And it turns them into these kind of like hunched over, sinewy, quasi-snake dog beasts, right? And you treat them as such. Your people treat them as, like really even lower case than the purebloods. They're your dogs, more or less.
We don't kill them. These are dogs.
But they are very vicious and they're trained to kill you.
But that's okay. I kill them back. But you not kill them. You say no animals. These are dogs.
To the Yuan-Ti, they're dogs.
I think that's just more of like a social system thing, not like you don't think they're cute and lovable, right?
But you said no animals. These are animals.
Animals like cute animals.
So vicious
Nice ones.
animals
Can I
die.
eat it?
If animals are trying to kill us, then yeah.
Okay. Thank you for clarification.
Yeah, sorry.
Usually, these brood guards are very instinctive and they act like very impulsively. In your experience, they should have charged you by now. But you see that among their group is one more pureblood, and he's more or less holding their leash and giving them instructions, right?
I have questions.
Yes.
With my I have questions.
Yes.
With my incredible proficiency at Snackta,
Yeah.
would I not have some sort of really amazing high-pitched sound that I could make that would actually communicate with? Because I mean, if you're military and you're trained in wouldn't we have some form of controlling these animals through the martial arts?
There are commands that the Yuan-Ti do give them, but it's been 400 years. You could try the ones you know, but logically they may have changed.
Right.
So
right. 400 years.
So go ahead. I want you to roll animal handling.
Oh.
And let's see.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Let's see if any of the commands still held true from 400 years ago.
Whoa! Yes, boob caught. For 13.
13?
No, 12.
12?
Mm-hmm. 12.
Odds or evens, Erin?
Evens.
Okay. You start cycling through the list of commands you used to remember to. You used to own one of these.
Of course.
The family brood guard.
Yes.
Brings you your slippers every morning.
Although I didn't have a family, but thanks for reminding me.
Right. The lonely brood guard who
Thank
kept
you.
you company.
There we go.
So you start shouting these commands in Draconic, right? One after another. And after you shout one, you see the one pure guard look up in surprise and then panic. And you see the brood guards turn and start mauling the pureblood in their midst and start consuming him on the spot.
These guys are cute.
You underestimated them.
I told you.
And it's not just, a small number of them. There's like 12 of those brood guards up there, all just ripping that guy apart. And their attention has completely turned away from you. And it seems like in that small amount of time, those are the forces they could gather. So there's nothing much standing between you guys and the governing district if you wanted to go.
Are we anywhere near that one guy who had that booth where he gave me the doll?
Yeah, actually.
Because I mean, that booth was only up for the festival, right?
But there, he was a merchant who works in town, and if you take a quick glance around, he is there.
I want to take people that way.
Okay, it's just right off next to you.
Okay.
So you see the same merchant. He's frozen in place behind his booth.
What does he have? Like, what's the situation?
Trying to take his stuff.
I'm seeing what the situation is.
All right. So the reason the festival hired him was because he does specialize in children's toys. You see a great range of dolls and little knickknacks and stuff in his booth. He's got a lockbox behind the booth. He's a regular merchant stall. A wide variety of dolls, some little action figures, some fun little costumes for kids. Is there anything specific you're looking to take?
Well, like he had, I think, like a crossbow and some adamantine.
Oh, right. He did. Yes, you're absolutely right. He did. Those are prizes for the carnival itself. Though he does have a lockbox, you could keep some of them in there. So you're just like, that's not exactly what I'm looking for.
I wanna take the lockbox. I'm assuming it's locked.
It is locked.
Can I hit it with my axe?
Sure. You roll to hit for you.
12.
12? It's fine. It's you snap the lock on off the box, open it up. There is a chunk of adamantite in there, and also another 100 gold. So as you're going along, you just see Trickster randomly looting from the frozen.
And I take another doll.
All right, so she's looting. Just for your information, Korth, there are plenty of food around you.
I just start gorging.
All right, every person you come across, you just sort of take bites out of. Yeah, there's just frozen humans all in place, and elves and dwarves and all that stuff.
I want to. He had a crossbow that was for his game, so I want to look for it.
Right. By the way, have you rescinded or altered your order for your undead minions to murder these people at all? Aside from the pets and.
It's only really when there's like people in our path.
Okay, there's plenty of people. Okay.
I mean, they can do whatever they want.
All right. So as you're stealing these things in the background, your 7 undead minions are starting to just sort of like. Every living thing they come across in their path, they're starting to tear apart. Mm-hmm. By the time you make it through the market district, you have acquired another 16 undead under your control. You have 23 zombies and skeletons blindly following your orders through the city.
Sounds good.
I would like to, since everyone has something to do, I would like to practice my ninja-like stealth. Quietly climbing up the walls to the ceilings to parkour my ass.
Sure.
All around places, just to practice and to make sure I.
So is it stealth you want to practice, or is it your acrobatics by parkouring?
I would like both.
Okay. So go ahead and roll both stealth and acrobatics for me. Stealth and then acrobatics.
Which one is that one? Oh, okay. 8 for stealth.
Okay.
13 for acrobatics.
All right. You managed to parkour fairly easily, but again, you've never encountered this sort of build architecture before.
Yeah. I've been dead.
Yeah, things are a little flimsier than you remember. Gold statues, like as you land, like gold statues will like ping off and fall to the ground. You're like, what the? Very delicate, expensive material cracks under your feet. This is the most not utilitarian design ever, but it looks nice.
Got it.
So you're like breaking all this stained glass and like really soft gold ornaments, and you're like, who built a city like this? However, you do get up top, and you can have a very open view of the Nspire, which is a huge tower pointing up into the heavens, and you see there at the base the large Yuan-Ti abomination you saw earlier. He's setting up some sort of operation at the bottom for who knows what, but it looks like they're nearing completion on whatever they're doing. Between you and him, there are scurrying Yuan-Ti purebloods. Obviously, news of your violence has reached the main group, and it looks like they're desperately trying to put in a defenses against your inevitable attack, and that is what you see from your vantage point. They don't see you, but that's what you see.
So I turn to Trix, I tell you all the things I am seeing, and I think we need to move with our zombie army very quickly, immediately, before they get to Dwight's gym.
Yeah. By the way, while you're speaking to Trix or your zombie army, not having it told any different, continue to slaughter the living around you as you move.
Okay, I'm really quickly gonna take some rope. I'm gonna try to rig up this crossbow with the rope wrapped around the trigger, and I want to tie it to this guy's hands pretty taut so that whenever he comes back and moves, he pulls the trigger and the crossbow.
Oh my god! Yes, that's what you do during this time.
And I tell my zombies to leave him alone.
Okay. So you're explaining this to Trix, and she's like, okay. Oh yeah, we should go. 1 second.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's messed up, man.
That's awesome.
All right, so you guys make your way through to the entrance to the governing district, and you acquire another 9 zombies along the way. So now you're at
32.
32. So the Yuan-Ti, no one's ever really ready for 32 zombies, right? So the Yuan-Ti, expecting 3 of you, are horrified when a literal undead mob shows up at their door and starts breaking down their defenses. They try to attack back, but they're so shocked at the fact that this was unplanned, There was not supposed to be a zombie apocalypse today, and yet here we are. So your zombie horde tear through their defenses like paper. You see the remaining purebloods trying to fend these off get dragged down into the mass of undead flesh that is your 30-something strong zombie army. And by the time you get there, you've added another 13 Yuan-Ti zombies to your horde, giving you a total of 45 undead zombies and skeletons.
Question, can I see the abomination from where we are?
Yes.
Trixa,
Yes.
I will go take care of abomination. Yes?
Yes.
Then I want to ninja stealth my ass all the way over to where this dude is, and I want to fight him.
All right. So you want to stealth up to where he is, correct?
See.
All right. Roll stealth. Actually, you know what? Advantage, because he's completely distracted by this ridiculous turn of events.
Take the first one.
Okay. 18.
18. So while this large abomination is trying to prepare what he's trying to prepare, you very easily, like through the raindrops, step between the zombie horde in a way that it's almost impossible to make you out, right? And as you approach him, you very like the wind, poof, away from your location and through the shadows towards the back. You make it to just behind him, and he has not realized you're there yet. You want to engage him right off the bat, or is there anything else you want to do, because you have an opportunity to do something? Right?
Question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I'm not sure how dirty we fought. Like, I mean, I understand that I know a form of snakta.
Right.
But I don't know how.
Honor is a concept.
Okay, so it doesn't matter whether he's looking at me or not.
No.
Okay.
It's just...
Well, then I want to go right. I want to murder him.
Okay.
I want him murdered.
All right.
And along with my 2 attack, I want to make sure that I spend a key on a flurry of blows as well.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a free round on him.
I want to follow closely behind.
Okay, so you two are, you're just like whoever falls down, you eat first, you know.
Pretty much.
You're making your way up there, but you're taking your time. It's like a picnic. A picnic after 400 years.
Look at all the food. This is amazing. Yes.
Every once in a while, you see like some ugly architecture, and it takes everything in you not to blow it up with your Godzilla breath, or you do. Who knows? You know.
Eldritch
Right. So, okay, randomly in the background, you just see green lasers shoot up and just destroy buildings because it's ugly. It's ugly.
It's not utilitarian. Utilitarian.
And Trix is following closely behind. All right, so this means that the war leader is going to go last in the lineup because you are getting a free round on him first. So, Erin. With advantage, go ahead and do you want to say anything dramatic or do you just want to go at it?
Oh, I want to silently murder him.
Okay, all right, perfect. So what we're going to do is you're going to go ahead and just roll to hit, but you're going to have advantage on this turn on everything you do.
Okay. Is this...
To hit.
With dexterity?
Dex modifier plus proficiency modifier.
16.
You hit. Good. Roll for damage.
I like that one. 5.
5. Okay, I'm gonna mark that.
5 plus or 5 total?
5. Is that? Did you add your Dex modifier to that?
I didn't. Oh, right. 9.
10.
Thank you, Tracy.
Right? Oh no, 9.
9.
I thought it was. Okay, 9.
I rolled a 5 and my Dex modifier is 4.
Got it. 9. So let's go through your entire series before we let you know what happened.
I was waiting for this all weekend.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my
Go
God.
for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Is this tasty?
You don't know yet.
Okay.
Yeah. All you know is it's an abomination.
So 1 roll. Right. Okay.
This is your bonus roll for your hit.
19.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You hit. Roll for damage.
Duh.
5,
Plus.
6, 4, 5, 6. 6. All right. Now I'm gonna spend some key.
See?
All right.
$15.
You hit. The roll for damage.
5 total?
5. What would I do with that?
Now, you got spare key.
I do.
You haven't used your second hit.
I haven't yet.
Yeah.
Let's use the second hit.
Okay.
Yeah. All the hits.
All the hits.
Oh, that's a 1.
I'll mark that down. Continue.
This makes me cry. And do I roll again?
If you want to spend key, you can continue.
I want to spend key.
Do it.
13.
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
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 But you have hit him 3 times.
I have.
Which is very important.
It felt good.
Yeah. It's very important for gameplay reasons too. All right. So you quietly stealth up to his back, and unlike most works of fiction, you don't monologue. There's no like dramatic like witty one-liner beforehand. You take your hand and you insert it deftly right against his spine, right? And you hear a great shout of pain as he racks his back forward, not letting him breathe. You take your elbow, you grab his shoulder, and you right into the back of his head, and then one more time as he's stunned, you take your hand in a talon claw-like fashion and rake him right across his face. You feel his flesh enter your fingernails and scrapes off by the end. And then, once more, because this keeps happening to you, you're just not used to your body yet. The killing blow that's supposed to come down.
Yes.
You find this strange resistance as you put this palm that is supposed to finish him off and just explode his heart right in between his shoulder blades, but you find something strange and metallic blocking your hand. You notice that he's wearing a piece of equipment that you may be familiar with. I want you to roll Arcana really quick. In fact, you guys,
Which die is that?
whoever can cast, you might want to roll it too because you can probably see what he's wearing.
Am I anywhere near this? Remember?
You're near enough.
Okay.
8.
8? No, you don't know what this is.
Oh, I will. That's a 21.
He is wearing a set of wings of flying. He was more or less planning to use this to get to the top of the Nspire, where he assumes, probably correctly, where the ruby is, right? You have just shattered this very, very rare, very expensive magic item. Just obliterated it. It just falls to pieces in this kind of poof of magic dust, and the wings that were attached to it fall to the ground. This thing that costs like thousands and thousands of gold just evaporating under your terrible touch.
It wasn't exploding heart.
But on the good side, he can't fly anymore.
I attempt to laugh.
This is the right time to do that, yes? Yes? Oh, okay. I'll keep eating.
Korth doesn't understand emotion very well. All right, so this Yuan-Ti, now very injured, turns around to face you. He's sort of dizzied from the amount of blows you rained on him. He can't quite make out your facial features. It's like he's in this guttural, he's speaking to you in your tongue. He's like, Who are you? Is this a betrayal? Are you one of ours? He can't quite make it, because you've hit him so many times in the face already. The vision's kind of blurry. He can't really make out the fact that you're dead. All he sees is another Yuan-Ti. So is there anything you want to answer him?
Yes, I want to tell him. I am Eki, the pure blood.
Eki was an abomination.
As are you.
No, he meant like as in the case system, he was an abomination. So what he's basically telling you is they've rewritten your history. He certainly believes that you were the Eki that they know of is not a pureblood.
What do you mean?
As he's trying to get a hold of himself and like distance himself from you, he's like, Eki was a legendary Yuan-Ti abomination. She killed thousands.
Yes, I did. And I am a pure blood. How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you? How dare you?
It's just, now they've gotten into this weird political thing where it's like, okay, hold on a second. No.
I'm going to take a moment because I don't understand this back and forth, but I know he's the enemy. I'm going to Eldritch Blast him in the face.
It's your turn, actually. It's on the top of the thing. You're just
my God, I love you so much.
Go.
Nat 20!
Holy shit! Okay, that one beam definitely hits. Roll for the second one.
19.
Yeah, Jesus. Okay, well, obviously you hit for both. Roll 1d10 plus the regular damage on its own, and then roll another one, and then double that.
All right, so for the first one, the non-fun one, 8.
Okay, with everything?
Yeah, that's the one that's not doubled.
Okay.
And then for the doubled one,
whoa,
the same thing, so that'll be 16.
Jesus Christ.
Don't burn his pocket!
How dare you? You're just like,
thank you.
What? Oh, right. So your vision is just kind of blurred in green flame for a second as this massive eruption of eldritch power washes over the Yuan-Ti abomination in front of you. You see it blow him away from the tower, just into the distance. Where he just lands crumpled in a heap. He's not dead, but oh my god, that sucked for him.
I want to chase him down.
You're like, okay. You run right after him.
All the women murder makes me so happy.
So yeah, that was a good and efficient use of your time.
Thank you very much.
You're pretty happy with yourself.
Welcome.
All right, Trixa, as your undead horde is finishing up the last of the fleshy Yuan-Ti around you, there's nothing stopping you from chasing down this war leader. In fact, you can, let's see how. If you dash, you can make it all the way up to him, but that'll take an action. Otherwise, you can make it pretty close to where he ended up, because he got blown 10 feet back.
I'll just get pretty close.
Okay, you get pretty close. You run up to where Eki is, and yeah, you see that the abomination is crumpled off in the distance a little bit. He's still moving. He's trying to get up, but it's not a good time. And you see the remnants of a very expensive magic item at your feet.
I just want to like pick up the ashes and just.
Actually, you know what? Roll Arcana to even know what it was.
Okay. Well, it looks fancy. Right. 16.
Yeah, you've seen this. You know how expensive it was.
I waddle over, just kind of like.
I see that you are disappointed.
Yeah.
Did you want this?
Yeah.
Mending.
You can't.
Oh.
It's too powerful of a magic item for that cantrip to work.
Okay.
Mending is for like if you broke your spoon.
Well, I didn't know how complicated it was.
So you try, you're just like a tiny piece of the regular metal that held one piece to another mends itself.
This is too complicated. I'm very sorry. I had hope, but
You get a steel ring.
Okay, I take the steel ring. Is it like finger sized for me?
Yeah, actually.
I'll wear it.
Yeah. Oh, this used to cost us.
Yeah.
Glad you got some use out of it.
It would have been a great addition to my costume.
Oh yes, I think it is nice.
While you're having this conversation, the abomination rises to his feet. You notice that he's taken stock of his situation, sees that most of his cohorts are zombies now, which is surprise. He wasn't expecting that, but a few are. And in a last-ditch attempt, he makes a dash straight for the tower, and okay. You are familiar with what's about to happen, but you two might not be. A lot of higher case Yuan-Ti abomination are natural shapeshifters, and they turn into, surprise, massive snakes, right? So this abomination just shifts and starts to snap his flesh and tendons and bones very quickly as he reaches the tower. And then as he gets behind the tower, you notice this massive coiled constrictor start flowing up the side of the tower, just winding up, straight up, completely ignoring you. He's going straight for the gem.
No!
Is it at all possible for me to spend a key and do Step of the Wind to beat him?
Step of the Wind, really quickly, Step of the Wind was, did you write down exactly what it does?
It disengages or dashes, and I want to dash.
Okay, you can do that. I'm just gonna have you roll athletics as well, because you're gonna have to climb. But wait a minute,
Okay.
because it's not your
turn
yet.
Got it. Thank you.
Actually, no, there's no Yuan-Ti left. It is your turn. It was the Yuan-Ti's turn, but they're all zombies now, so.
14.
14? Okay. And you spend a key point, correct? You have 1, 2, 3.
3 left.
3 left?
Yeah, I've only spent one with Flurry of Blows, now Step of Wind.
Got it. He does have a round on you. However, you guys see Eki.
Oh no, and I did that extra attack before, so 2. I have 2 left.
Right.
Sorry.
You see Eki look straight up the tower, plant 1 foot on it, and just start running up. Like a goddamn ninja. Just starts dashing up this straight up tower. And since you're using the dash movement, you catch right up. You don't have any actions left, so you can't do anything. But you catch right up to the snake, and you're just like, "What up?"
How far away am I?
What do you think you're going?
In range.
Oh, I Eldritch Blast his face.
She has 300 feet on her Eldritch Blast.
Oh my god. Are there any like stairs for me to run up?
You'd have to. No, but you haven't tried to go into the tower itself.
Yeah. I'll go in the tower.
You'll try to go into the tower? Mm-hmm. Okay. First, let's do this order because it's you did yours, and now Korth roll to hit. It's easily within your range.
Oh yeah, that's well over 20.
Okay. Yeah, you hit.
Okay. For the first beam, I went off a little. That'll be a 10.
Okay.
And then the second beam. Oh, that is a 25.
Well, you obviously hit with the second one.
Or actually, no, that's way higher. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
You hit. Too long didn't read. You hit.
Yes. All right. So.
Are you applying everything to that?
Well, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
And so obviously one of them I didn't make.
Yeah.
The second one, I got 13.
13 points of damage?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. As Eki, as you're running up beside this giant snake, you notice one laser beam basically come up past you guys, collide into the tower itself above you, and debris.
Be careful!
Sorry!
You are moving fast enough that you can dodge most of it. They're pretty slow falling.
Okay.
But the second beam nails this snake right in its snake butt. What do you call that? Like the
Cloaca?
Tail?
Yes, the cloaca.
No, that's... Anyway, yeah, that's close enough.
Right.
But that's under the snake. And anyway.
Well, you get it in the cloaca.
Oh.
Very uncomfortably.
And people are gonna look up that word now. And they're going to like tweet at me like, Marcy, what is wrong with you? What is wrong?
This very strangled sound comes out of its mouth as it shoots straight up 10 feet into the air, dislodging it from the tower. And it just starts to fall.
How high up did it
Bye,
get?
Felicia.
It got a good, like, I want to say 60 feet up, right? So it just hilariously, as it comes down, it enters your range. So go ahead and take a attack of opportunity on it.
Yes. Fudge. No. 10.
10. It's...
I have all of this murder and the dice are lying
I'm
to
going to
me.
give you advantage because it can't dodge you.
No.
It can't dodge you. Watch, it's going to be a 1 and go.
Kaiji, why would you bastard? What? You bastard! Why?
It's okay, the other one.
Sorry,
10.
I'm probably peeking the
10.
mic.
10. We're going with 10. We're going with 10.
You can't.
Well, with advantage.
Why? Why would
But with
you?
advantage, if you roll a natural 1, it's...
No.
Yeah, no. Sorry. It is.
That's not what?
That's how we've always played. I don't know.
I guess that's how we... But you know what?
that's homebrew.
It's... I'm trying to think of a way this could even fail at this point. Because even if you roll a 1, he's already plummeting towards the ground.
I don't get the pleasure of adding to it. And that was just what I wanted, was the pleasure of adding to this murder. That's all a girl really wants.
That really happened.
Here's the thing.
He played
He said it. That happens to me every time someone says it. Every time it's like
because there's almost no way currently for him to block your attack, right? You reach out, you don't do any damage per se, but you are familiar with his physiology as a snake because you're a Yuanti. So you notice Eki.
What was it? It's Kwakala. I don't know.
You notice Eki kind of reach out and
I'm
go.
Eki.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You reach out and sort of like, there it is. There's the point. There's the point. Bye. And it starts to fall. It continues falling.
Okay.
We'll see
thank you for that. That was very kind of you. You didn't have to be that kind.
No, it didn't make sense.
That was
to me.
the guilt of you actually.
It didn't make sense that this giant thing was falling so close to you that you couldn't just be like, it was right next to her.
Jinx.
Right next to her. Trixa, you think about going into the tower itself, but you see that this giant snake is just kind of falling right at you. What would you like to do?
It's my step. And ready.
All right, so you're.
And I want to jump when it gets close enough.
All right. Do you? So you just sort of like.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay.
And run and jump.
All right. So go ahead and roll. Actually, if you're jumping, I will ask you to roll
Athletics?
Athletics, not acrobatics.
Oh, 23.
Oh yeah, you launch yourself off the ground.
Okay. And then to hit. Oh, 15.
It's not you don't.
Does a snake form have a different?
Yeah.
Okay. But my second attack.
You do have 2 attacks, yeah.
So I swing and miss, and I swing and 21.
Oh no! You hit.
Okay, and that's 4 damage. Slashing.
His skills are very hard. So you're just like, yeah, it looks awesome though, right? You have this moment where you're just like, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It was good.
I should be raging by now. It's fine.
You just haven't found the moment to be that angry
Yeah,
yet.
I'm having fun.
You're like, ping, oh wow, his skin's really hard. But you do have the pleasure of seeing him just crumple to the floor under you, just in this giant clouded heap, right? Okay, so you catch yourself on the tower, and you're able to slide back down it safely.
Yeah.
It is the snake's turn finally. It manages to get itself back up to its feet. It roars in rage. It's already pretty hurt, having taken that much damage in its Yuanti form. However, Trixa, you are the closest to the snake. So while you're kind of coming down the side, it's going to make an attempt to constrict you. Its body just kind of whips itself up, trying to grab you. Let's see. Ooh, that's not. There we go. It was stuck on fabric. Your AC is what?
14.
Okay, yeah, it does miss its first hit. You see its tail just narrowly next to your body slam into the wall. You see it leave an indent off to the side. That would have hurt a lot. And then it has one more attempt to try and grab you. 16 will get you. So this time, its scales slide down the wall, scoop you up from behind, wrap around your tiny body. It deals some initial bludgeoning damage. It's going to deal 9 points of bludgeoning damage, and then you are grappled, so you are stuck in this giant snake as it winds around you. So at the beginning of your turn, you might take some squeezing damage if that happens. However, you also get a chance to try to escape. Korth, It is your turn. It's become a little harder to Eldritch Blast randomly now because it has Trixa in its body. Oh, you're in range.
Well, I'm gonna run.
Run?
I'm gonna run closer to it.
Oh, okay. So you just excitedly run up to the giant snake.
Yes.
You're there.
Hold on. Am I close to its face?
Its face is like 10 feet up.
Eldritch Blast.
Don't get me!
Wait, like, how close is she for?
I am enveloped.
It sees you
Oh,
coming.
but the tail though.
Yeah, its tail, but it's smart enough to see you coming and lower its face next to its body. Okay. What's your spell save DC that it has to beat?
Oh, you know what? You never wrote
it down? I think it's your
Intelligence.
For
charisma.
Charisma plus your proficiency plus 10. I want to say that sounds right.
Well, 18 then.
Huh. It's 8. 8 plus your plus your charisma, right? Or does proficiency go into it? Yeah, proficiency plus your charisma modifier plus 8.
18.
18?
Well, charisma's 5 because I'm at 20.
Right.
Proficiency is at 3.
Right.
And then 10.
Oh my god. Okay.
Well, but we're doing plus 8 though.
Oh,
So,
plus 8?
16?
Okay, so 16.
Yeah, I was about to say that's still really high.
There we go.
Not even close. All right, so he's hexed. So you now deal additional damage. You get to name an attribute that he has that he is now severely weakened in.
Strength.
Yeah, I'm gonna do strength checks.
All right.
I was actually going to say, but I'm very happy you helped confirm that.
You're just
Thank
like
you.
charisma.
Everyone's like, are you serious?
All right. All right, he's hexed. He's hexed. Is there a bonus action cantrip you'd like to fire off really quick?
Yes.
Eldritch Blast is an action, unfortunately. You can't randomly bonus cast Eldritch Blast.
Then no, I don't think so.
All right. So that was. Is there anything else you want to do before we proceed?
I don't think there is anything I can do before I proceed.
Trixa, at the start of your turn coming up here, you.
Do I get a turn?
You.
Now wait a minute. Hex is bonus action.
Oh, you're right.
So I can still Eldritch Blast his face.
Excellent.
You're right. Eki will get a turn. I'm sorry. I've written this down and very confused.
Don't even. I will remind you.
Thank you. Go ahead.
All right. Yes, that's well above. That's way above 20.
Right. So here's the thing. Because he's kind of moved his head.
I mean, like his body is gigantic. Can I just not hit his body?
I know, but still, he could move, right? He could shove Trixa in the way of the blast.
Okay.
So this is going to you're going to roll at unfortunately disadvantage while he's holding Trixa because he can use her as a shield.
Okay. So all right. $15.
Roll for damage.
No!
Sorry, bro. Oh, if it makes you feel any better, I rolled a 1, so it's only 6.
All right. You get singed. It's okay. You get singed. You still have one more beam to roll at disadvantage if you like.
If you like.
What you that? Okay, no, that's very good. That's 17 plus 8.
At disadvantage, you rolled once.
Oh, that's fine. That's a 16 plus 8, so we're good.
Perfect.
We're good.
Perfect.
This one
all right.
worked well.
Roll for damage.
All right, that is 8.
8 points of damage with all your bonuses, right? Okay, great.
I rolled.
All right. So you are able to blast the snake with the Eldritch Blast, and it takes it off its feet. Snake body. You see it blast up a bit into the air, unfortunately taking you with it. So you sort of sail through the air along with it. Eki.
I'm so sorry.
Eki, it is your turn. It lands in a heap 10 feet away from you. You have at this point gotten back down to the ground.
Why?
Would you like to continue going up?
I am wondering, is the gem at the top?
It is at the top.
Isn't my job...
He thinks it is.
But isn't my job to protect the gem?
It is. Would you like to just leave this to your friends?
I don't. They're not my friends.
Oh, that's true.
I was made to come back to life to serve Dwight, and I see that these two are doing stuff. So I feel I will ninja my butt up to the top to where the gem is supposed to be. Because I figure if I have the gem in my hand, I can snackta any MFs who come at the gem and have full control over the gem, which is what Dwight really would want anyway. If
you want to continue running up this this building, I'm going to have to ask you to roll or spend one more key point to continue your.
I'll spend another key point. I'm down to 1.
All right, you dash up another 60 feet of this tower. You're not up there yet, but you're going to get close soon. Okay. Which means you spend your turn just going straight up.
It.
Okay.
Naruto run.
Well, if she spent a key point to dash extra, wouldn't that be 90 feet?
90 feet?
Because a dash with her action would be 60. And then
actually, you're right, because you're a monk, so you go 45 feet per turn. So you go even faster.
Right.
I don't know what the key does exactly.
No, the key basically allows her to dash, but because she's a monk, she has a 45-foot movement action during one of your turns. And so you're actually way further up than I thought you were.
Okay.
You're actually almost to the top of this thing.
Fantastic.
It's going to take another couple of turns, but it's going to be soon.
Okay.
So let's see. It's been you.
I haven't gone in a while.
It's going to be you and then the snake. So go ahead and try to roll us.
I want to rage.
All right. So in its coils, you see as she's as she was flying through the air, Trixa. Once this cute, tiny halfling, you see her hands start being engulfed in these inky black tendrils, literally bleeding out from her skin, right? These black veins spread across her artery, like these capillaries just break into these black, veiny, crawly tendrils around her face. Her skin turns one shade paler, right? Her teeth get a tiny bit more sharpened, and you now have advantage on trying to break out of this coil because you are so much stronger now.
Yes. Now that counts as an action, right? And that is not count as attacking?
I'm actually giving you this as a bonus action, because Izaz has just sprang to life in your body. Okay. You have this.
Well, my bonus action was raging.
Oh, so. I'm going to give you a different bonus action. This is.
Okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, I have this thing in my mind where Izaz is just had enough of this.
Oh man, that's a 12.
Well, he has to roll opposed, so let's see. And he's got disadvantage now on strength. So, yeah, that's going to be a 7. It doesn't matter what this one is. Yeah, that's a 5. So, God. You burst out of this snake easily with his weakened body and your suddenly souped up body. You shut this thing off. And you.
I'm still in the air. I want to land on him with my axe.
All right, roll to hit.
No, not recklessly. That's fine. 18 plus 5.
You hit.
Yeah.
You definitely hit.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage.
10 damage? All right. So you raise your axe high and you collide down on the ground as this giant crater forms beneath the snake as you hit it hard into the earth. Your axe slices through part of its the area that attaches its neck to its main body. You sheave off. You feel a slight metallic pinch against your weapon, though, as you cleave through it. You feel something break. And as you finish cleaving through the snake, you notice a small artifact the size of your palm, with now a massive crack in it. It appears to be this purple cube. This purple cube falls out of his body to the side. Magic energies just starts leaking from it. Soon it just sort of dissolves into itself. And suddenly you start hearing the screams. You start hearing the wails of despair and fear as the civilians start coming back around. One by one, every citizen in the kingdom begins to animate. Your zombie horde turns around, distracted, and heads straight into the city.
I still have my second attack.
You still have your second attack?
I want to use it.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, it's a 21.
You hit.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 points of damage?
Yeah.
All right. You take the axe, drag it up alongside its spine, and just have it cleave out the side of its face.
Yes,
The snake wobbles. It's not exactly down yet, but it stares at you with its piercing eyes. But then something happens. The area in which Eki poked her finger begins to writhe and rumble, and you see it just sort of bubble up next to its neck. Seconds later, this massive snake explodes.
Yeah!
Showering you with gore.
It's a party.
And you being covered with this viscous, stuff.
You're welcome.
And you turn around and you see that your 45 strong zombie army has made it into the city proper and have started murdering aimlessly. And that's where we're going to stop this section.
They have a small amount of aim.
A small amount of aim, but that's where we're going to stop right now.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Thank you guys for joining us on Dark and Dicey.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming.
It escalated quickly.
Crap.
I'm sorry for being reptile racist. But I am very
Now you're playing the part proper.
Yeah, racial tension is a weird part of the show. I've come to realize.
A little bit.
I'm sorry I'm not as pure as you thought.
Wait, right before we finish, you do hear like a trigger go off in
Yes! There it is.
Okay.
Well done.
So, of course, that means, your party members are now unfrozen, so they're going to have something hilarious to come back to. Erin and Marcy, thank you so much for tagging in for tonight. It was so much fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun.
Thank you, Trix.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That was good fun.
And you guys, most of our party will be back next week. Amanda will be back. Anna, unfortunately, will not be joining us. Maybe we can have one of you back to, finish out this episode.
I'm open.
Yeah.
I'm open.
I'm sure the rest of the party will have plenty to talk to you about your actions today.
Oh my God, you were hilarious.
But otherwise, thank you. Are there any announcements you guys want to make for your own personal stuff?
I feel like it's not appropriate for Dark and Dicey. Like, I have like children's stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Please.
But season 2, I'm on a little kids show, really adorable little kids show for real little kids. It's called Ask the Storybots. It's on Netflix. It's won 3 Emmys, and season 2 comes out next Friday. And I'm very excited. So if you know small humans,
someone watching this has kids.
And even if you don't, it's amazing if you are inebriated or under any form of influence. I think you will enjoy it in a way that most humans should enjoy it. So I'm going to just put that out there.
Fantastic.
Ask the Storybots. Thank you.
And coming October 19th through the 21st, you can see me in person at Anime Fusion. It will be in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Kaiji will be there as my con husband.
Yes!
Typically the con wife.
I'm so excited. I don't have to work. I just get to enjoy the convention.
That'll be dope.
Yes.
Yeah.
And other than that, nothing I can talk about yet.
My announcement is J.K. Rowling retweeted me tonight.
Yes, she did. You did. You're a wizard now.
That's it. Thanks for watching.
Drops the mic, retires.
That's right. So thank you guys. Anna's going to go off and be a wizard next week.
Yeah. I mean, I am, though.
You're right now, but you're going to get your official trait.
I'm going to
get your Hogwarts owl.
Going to London for fun wizardy things.
Absolutely. Wow. So next week, same time, same place, Monday, 7 p.m. PST. Please tune in and see what the fallout of this dire consequence-filled episode was. So thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.